back with the Luke and Pete Show. On a Monday, Lukey Moore is with me. Luke, I bring you excellent news.
Okay.
Good.
Nice to be here. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see it. The Wakayama Electric Railway Kishagawa line has got a new cat that works in the station. A new cat called Rokutama has been appointed trainee station master of 2 stations, and the other cats that work on the network have received promotions. So I would just like to congratulate the Kishagawa line Rokutama cat for getting its first job as a station cat.
What's the cat's name?
Rokutama.
Rokutama, nice.
Rokutama, yeah.
That is very nice.
Yeah, fun.
Good news. I think doesn't absolutely everything have a mascot in Japan as well?
I guess, yeah, pretty much every company. They sort of famously spend. It's a real sort of money spinner for prefectures. If you come up with a really compulsive, interesting mascot, people will travel from miles around to come and look at your mascot, and that really does feed the coffers. That famously, that region in Kansai, I think, I can't remember, got given £500,000 for COVID preparedness, and they spent on a big fucking octopus, big squid, a massive squid, huge Gundam-sized giant robot-sized squid, and it made them like billions of pounds because people would come and see this massive folly.
I wouldn't bother.
So yeah, what do you mean you wouldn't bother?
I just wouldn't bother going.
You wouldn't what, to go and see the giant squid?
Nah.
Yeah, but when you become a meme, they were the original memers, see? Memers and schemers.
Yeah. I had a bit of Japanese news cross my desk the other day. It was the, I don't know why I got served it up in my timeline, but it was the record amount of money ever paid for a bluefin tuna. Did you see that?
Oh, the guy who owns the sushi restaurant. He's a guy who always pays.
Kiyoshi Kimura, the tuna king.
He's kind of like, it's not worth that amount of money, but I think it's kind of inflated to sort of say, I've paid 1.1 million for this big chunk of tuna.
£2.4 million for one fish.
2.4. How much sushi are you getting out of that, for crying out loud?
It's apparently a 243 kilo fish.
Yeah, but there's no way you are getting much, that amount of tuna back. You're not getting that amount of sushi back in your coffers, are you?
Apparently, he sells each individual sushi roll for £2.40 a roll. So you just got to do the maths, really.
I guess so. It's
a lot. So it means a lot of sushi.
He's quite famous. His little chubby face is in all of the restaurants. Always with his arms out, going, "Oh, enjoy!" With all of his employees wearing hairnets, going, "Enjoy the sushi." But he's a bit of a. There's a lot of like fellas in Japan who kind of are quite public-facing figures, and they always look the same. They're always fat blokes, smiling, going, "Yes, good." The bloke who owns Appa Hotel, him and his wife are like figureheads of a very big, like their Holiday Inn, or like what's better than a Holiday Inn? Maybe like a Premier Inn. He's kind of like their business hotel magnate, and he puts a Bible in every room, and also a book that he's written about how the Japanese atrocities of the Second World War weren't that bad, and a lot of anti-Semitic stuff. And it's the sort of thing you can get with. And his wife sells curry at the front counter. It's the sort of thing that like corporate America or the homogeny of the world would have kind of like styled out of a massive
Well, how
chain.
you just go around a lot of hotels?
Oh, there must be like 1,000 hotels in Japan with Apple Hotel.
But how does his wife sell curry at every single one of them?
She wears very interesting hats as well. She sells little packets of curry, little packets of
what you mean.
Mix up yourself, kind of like strong curry.
The big selling point of the DoubleTree Hilton is that they give you a warm cookie when you check in, don't they?
What?
You seen that?
No. Why would it be warm?
You know the DoubleTree brand? It's like a Hilton hotel. Yeah. Their USP, and I've experienced this directly a number of times. When you check in, they do your stuff, give you your keys and stuff, and they've got this like kind of warm drawer, which keeps like freshly baked cookies warm, and each person who's staying gets one, and that's their thing.
Right. I don't think that the I don't think. What about if you're like wheat intolerant? Like wheat intolerant.
You don't have to have it.
Right. They don't force it down your mouth.
Just say yes or no. It's just what they do. It's like, I think it's one of those. It's probably one of those like nudge theory psychological things where people are like, "Oh, a warm cookie's really nice, and if I'm going to stay in any hotel anyway, I'll just stay in that one because I'll get that cookie." You know, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I think they should steal a bit of your luggage.
Yeah. That'd be
every time you go in, just a little kind of like, just a little thing. That's my branding. We're allowed one USB charger. We're going to take out your bags. If you leave your bags with us, we're going to steal a USB charger off you.
Would you get it back at the end?
No. You just keep it. E-waste. Got a big bin out the back, and if you want it back, it can go out there.
Would you prefer that, or would you prefer the racist fella putting the books in the room?
I don't know. I mean, you can choose not to read the books, I suppose, but
I don't think you should be doing that.
I don't think he should be doing that either, to be honest. There was a big furore in, I think, the Olympic teams.
He's implicating a lot of other people doing that job for him. It's not him doing it. Someone's going to have to do it.
No, it's not. No, the Olympic teams, I think, didn't want to stay there because of that. Because he's a problem. Still got a company. Enough. Still get it's so kind of like it's there's so many like companies still owned by the Japanese. It's not a problem. No shareholder goes, sorry, can we get rid of this absolute liability, please? I want my little book in the room.
Yeah. Have you seen the Stranger Things finale?
It would be a strange place for me to start. I'll never.
A Stranger Thing.
A Stranger Thing to start with that one. I think that would be.
Why haven't you watched it? Just watch it, you fucking weirdo.
It's too many episodes. I've only done 2 seasons of
Ozark. Some
Ozark.
of them are really long as well.
I watched the first bloody Night Manager, and I was like, "This is."
So the second season came out over Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Is it good? Because I read the book. I can't really see how there'd be a sequel.
There's a bit where he's kind of he's now in charge.
Did he forget his shentrum?
He's now. I forgot about his shentrum. His little salad. He's making everyone salads. There's a bit where he's now. I don't know, because he was like a hotelier before, wasn't he? And then. Did he have
the whole point is he is, from what I can remember, like I said, I've read the book, I've not seen the series, but from what I can remember, he is the concierge or the manager at like a really prestigious hotel, but he's obviously doubling as an undercover spy.
I see, right. So now he's got a job and he's just watching people, terrorists, persons of interest for the MI5, presumably. And he's, and the thing that gets me, whenever you get like the lead and he's having to watch something on like a screen, and we'll get back to Stranger Things, don't worry. And he's watching something on a screen, and he's kind of like watching cameras and zooming in and enhancing imagery and stuff like that. Like the easiest way to do something is to do it yourself, but you've always got to have like a little fella or a little lass to sort of move in and out, change camera angles and stuff. Like, and he clearly knows how to run the system, but he's always got to have somebody. He's always got to tell somebody how to do it. Enhance. Go to camera 3.
Yeah.
Follow him. And it's like, do it yourself. You've got a joystick. Follow him yourself, dickhead.
What, has he got like a little nerd next to him telling him?
He's got a little nerd, who's doing all the enhancing and stuff.
I always think that. I always think about when, say like there's a situation where there's someone's been kidnapped in a movie, and then they're ransoming that person. Yeah. And they agree to pay the kind of ransom or whatever. Whenever you see that articulated on a movie, the money just goes in bit by bit. And it's like,
what do you mean? As in like,
that's for £1 million.
Yes,
like
yeah,
40%, 45%. It doesn't happen like that. You just press the button and the money gets transferred. That's it. In no way.
There's no physical. There's nothing physical that goes. No. You are literally moving a bit of data. I will
transfer that £1 million, but it's going to be a percent at a time.
Yeah. How slow is that? Maybe there's just so much money in these situations that I've never transferred more than 10 grand somewhere at a time.
I remember having to get a lot of cash out for something once. Nothing illegal,
right?
And I don't know if I told you this. I had to get a lot of cash out. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about, I don't know, this is years ago, like probably £5,000. So a sizable amount of money, but not like anything massive, And I went into the branch of the bank, and I had my ID. I knew they'd ask me for ID, and I had the money. So I gave my card, gave my ID, said £5,000 cash, please. And I expected them to say, what denomination do you want it in or whatever?
Yeah.
And he was like, and the guy was like, okay, and what's it for, sir? I was like, what? He said, what's it for? I was like properly aggrieved. I was like, I'm not telling you what it's for. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Just give me the money. Then his angle was, you need to fill this form in.
Yes.
To say that you're not being pressured into doing this.
But you get that now, don't you?
What do you mean?
Right, you get that now. Every time you transfer
I'm sure it's
more than
place,
50 quid, you like on the old.
Oh no, yeah, you get that. But I just, yeah, you do.
Are you going to transfer this into Bitcoin?
Yeah, or they say, you know, criminals will ask you to transfer this now.
Yeah,
like do it. Don't feel pressured. I get all that, but like it just felt weird that I suppose it's a duty of care thing, but it just felt weird that like, I mean, that is my money. You're holding that money. I don't want to sound like Matt Letitia here, you know, but you're holding my money for me, right?
Yeah.
This is my money. It ain't your money. So don't worry about it. Do as I ask. I didn't pull a gun out or anything. Imagine that, pulling a gun out. Armed robbery of your own money. But that's what it felt like you had to do.
But if you start getting aggressive, like, I don't think they're trying to keep your money. You know, presumably they've got more than whatever you're rocking in your bank account. But they do have to be careful. They do, you know, about you know, taking out large amounts of money just in case you're going to buy loads of drugs with it or something.
But the money laundering thing is interesting as well, because I can remember when I bought this house, the girlfriend I had at the time, she was using a lump sum for her part of it, and the lump sum part of it was coming, I think, from her dad's bank account or something. He was like holding it for her or something. It was like an inheritance thing. And I was just under the impression it was like, oh, just transfer the money into her account and we'll transfer it into the, you know, the whatever it is the mortgage provider's holding, the client account or whatever, or the solicitor's client account. Yeah. But when he tried to transfer it to her account, he got a load of questions about where it came from, what's it for, all this other weird stuff. And it wasn't even like a mad amount of money.
No.
So I think obviously I understand money laundering exists, but it feels like you're not really that hot on like the Russians. Well, you are now, but you weren't then. You're not really that hot on the Saudis or the Chinese or all the money being laundered through Londongrad every fucking day. But when the ordinary chap wants to pay a painter and decorator or whatever, you can't do it.
But maybe the painter and decorator shouldn't be carrying around all that money either.
Well, that's his problem.
That's his problem. That's his problem.
If I've got a painter and decorator in the house and he wants to be paid in cash, that's up to him.
Yeah, that's up
if
to
he
him.
wants. If he's not going to declare that, it's none of my business.
Yeah,
he might just say, do you know what? I don't want to pay all the fees. I want to buy the supplies I need for the next job in cash, so I'm doing it that way. It's nothing to do with me.
Is that likely?
Again, it's nothing to do with me.
Aiding and abetting. It's
nothing to do with me. I'm not.
Presumably, there's. I mean, it's legal tender, so you can't be, you know, held liable for it's everyone's personal kind of decision to do what they need to do with their tax.
Yes, to declare their earnings, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
totally. I mean, we all know you don't declare your earnings.
I do. I over declare them, if anything.
That's the kind of thing you would say, though.
It's the kind of thing I would say. Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, you're getting twitchy. It's getting towards the end of the month, isn't it? January.
I was
you must be getting twitchy now.
I was like, can I get it's really cold in the cabin in my office, and I was like, can I claim for a radiator to make my office
when you call
work?
up HMRC, it comes through on that red phone. He's fucking
back.
here again.
He's back. Yeah. I just set up a buy yearly Zoom. Just have a sit down with him.
Are you gonna? You got a big fat bill to pay in January? Are you?
Yes.
Have you got the money?
No, I'm just gonna have to do instalments again. But that's my life.
Well, you just call them up and say, I can't give you the money. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, you just sort of go, I'll give it in instalments. That's how it. That's how it. That's how what I did last time. I hope I can do it again.
And they just say yes. They don't ask you why or anything.
Yeah, I mean, they want the money. They're gonna levy. They're gonna, you know, take an extra 500 quid out of you. But it's, you know, it just is what it is, isn't it? Hi, babe, back again. Hi, babe, back again. Yeah, I mean, that's.
You up?
you up, HMRC? Yeah, I ring Moira Stewart and she talks me off the ledge. Yeah, it's good stuff.
But seriously, do you have to pay interest on that?
Yeah, I mean, you pay the fine for not.
Yeah, but that's a fine for filing late or whatever. Yeah. But you have to pay
I don't think there's. I don't think there is. I think there's percentages if you just don't bother contacting them with a payment plan. I think that's how it works. This is. I mean, there'll be people who are like tax advisors, who listen to this going, this is terrible. But so I've got to live my life, children.
Well, it's also Pete's personal view and not mine. I'm all above board and proper with my stuff. I'm a real goody about it.
I don't believe that for a second.
I put the money aside every month.
Investigate. Do you actually?
Yeah.
Nerd. What a fucking
I do, yeah.
nerd.
I do.
What a fucking nerd.
I'm a parent and a homeowner, so I need to take some responsibility, don't I?
I've got life insurance. That's the ultimate out, isn't it? No suicide in the first year. Whoop.
Don't Robert Maxwell yourself. That is an incredible thing to say. It's all right, everyone. Say that to the HMRC. I got life insurance. So
I got life insurance. Yeah, you'll get your money eventually. You'll get your money when I eat some dodgy chicken.
All right, let's have a break. When we come back, we'll try and talk about something a bit less depressing.
Yes, please. It's time to get back to where we were.
Stranger Things finale.
Stranger Things finale. Just a load of kids. One boy who looks like he hasn't got any teeth. Bald girl.
Yeah.
One long head one. Was the long head Rocco? Is he the last season? Is he in it anymore? The tall man? The tall older boy?
I mean, what's the cut-off point for spoilers here? Because if you're talking about Stranger Things 4, which is the guy you're referring to,
right?
That was I think
the Maiden Man.
I think that was the summer of 2022.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I think was
he a good guy in the end?
He was also a good character. Yeah. And a good guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Good guy.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I as soon as I said, "Have you seen the Stranger Things finale?" I regretted saying it because I thought actually it's not fair to people who were only 5 or 6 days or whatever it is out from the actual finale airing who haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So maybe I just shouldn't say anything.
Well, there's a lot of people who are there's a lot of kids who are buying like Sonny Walkmans.
Oh, really?
Online,
that's interesting.
Because of Stranger Things and the whole retro vibe. Obviously, nostalgia and retro-ness is pretty popular everywhere. But
not what it used to be, is it? Nostalgia.
Exactly. Keeping the whole eBay salesman going, buying like really rough versions of like Sony Walkman.
I used to have a great Sony Walkman. It had a radio on it as well.
Mm.
And then after that, I had a Discman, which said it had anti-skip technology, but it fucking didn't. Do you remember that anti-skip technology?
It was supposed to be a big
innovation,
fixer innovation, but it really didn't. It really didn't work, did it?
But so I can believe that. I like the thing is with Stranger Things is the final season, the finale and stuff. It's almost just the most Stranger Things it could possibly be. So like leaning into everything that it's become loved for. Right. So a lot of like fan service. This is the last season then, yeah? It's the final ever thing, yeah. It's all wrapped up. It's all wrapped up. Yeah, I won't say what happens, but it's all wrapped up. Yeah. And I found it a bit I found it good. There was a bit of a weird thing in it that I thought was unnecessary and a bit strange. But then again, it is Stranger Things, so maybe I just wasn't prepared to go as strange as they wanted me to. Strange, yeah, exactly. But what was really interesting is that like this isn't a spoiler, but within it, there's all these flashbacks and stuff, right? Because as you'd expect, and it's mad how young the kids look in the flashbacks to say things that happened in season 1, right? Yeah, which I think was shot in 2015, so 10 years ago. So I guess the kids would have been 12 or something. Yeah. And now they're in their early 20s. I know it's like an obvious thing to say, but it's completely wild how young they're. Because one of the things I felt like that was amazing about Stranger Things when it first came out is that the kids in it could actually act. Now, I don't think, generally speaking, you do get the occasional one, of course. You get your Macaulay Culkin and your Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense, and you do get them. But if you watch, for example, the Harry Potter movies, the first couple, the acting is diabolical. Like, I think child actors nowadays, though, they're so good at it. They're about as good as grown-ups were in like the 80s, because you can get away with honking up the screen in the 80s. And, surely it depends what you're in, though. What films you're in, though. Yeah, but I mean, even like the best actors were still not as good as the very minimum level that you're. It's like Premier League football, I think. Anyways, you reckon? Yeah, I think so. I love the fact that they picked some kids who, at least a couple of them are quite weird looking, distinctive looking, and and they could actually act. Right. Okay. Because I know that the kid who plays Dustin was in like a load of like top end musicals in Broadway and stuff as a kid. So he was in like Les Mis as Gavroche, I think, for the boy, the street kid in Les Mis for years. I think he and I think it was the year of that Les Mis won like loads of Tony Awards and stuff. So he was like already had a pedigree, and I think Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike, was in some other science fiction stuff as a kid, as an even younger kid. So they obviously just found kids that actually do it. But I can't tell you, for me personally, how much it takes you out of the thing if the kids can't act.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why are you watching child-focused TV shows?
A lot of TV shows have kids in them, Pete.
Yeah, they do have. Yeah, they do. But I mean, like, what was I watching? I mean, like, Ozark's a very good example. They're a couple of very unlikable children in that.
They're teenagers, and they're not. The girl's older, isn't she, in that?
Yeah, but again, like, if you cast someone who's like, about 12, the way that like TV, if you get like more than one season, like they just age out so quickly, and they look completely different.
They do, and that is. I think that's, you do have to kind of, suspend your belief that the kids are still essentially in high school in this final season, because. Right, yeah. I mean, it's not quite as bad as Grease. I mean, the Grease is ridiculous.
Isn't one of the kids literally adopted a child?
Yeah. Yeah, so Millie Bobby Brown, who plays 11, she's been married and had adopted a kid and everything.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I see.
But in Grease, it's bad, isn't it? The guys in Grease.
Kanecki's a particularly good one, isn't it?
Kanecki's the best one. I mean, my goodness me.
Easily in his 40s.
I think Jeff Conaway, isn't it? I think by the time Grease came out, he was, I want to say, 28, and he looks older.
Yeah, massively. And yeah, I guess people did back then. There was a clip of a documentary that the BBC did back in the 80s, I think, where a man, I didn't realise how old he was until I watched the piece all the way through. He basically loves aviation, and he flies all around the world. I don't know how he does it. He must have been very, very rich indeed. But he flies all around the world. He loves flying. His favourite thing to do is to fly, and so there's like this guy who just goes all around the place, and he's famous for flying as much as anyone. And he looks like a really old red-haired kind of like, man who's clearly in middle age, and he's like 25. It's like, oh my God, it's absolutely, because we're not because people didn't. Is it looksmaxxing? People didn't looksmax. They didn't make the most of their of what they had or what surgeons could give them.
Have you seen that kind of looksmaxxing influencer called Clavicular?
Yeah, he's like a he was the one talking about he was talking about JD Vance and
no, he's talking about Vance and
guy.
That's what I was going to say. He's talking about Vance and Newsom, and it's so funny because he's basically this guy, as you'd expect, fucking influencer, looksmaxer, fucking weird kid. It's obviously MAGA adjacent, like they all fucking are.
Yeah,
and he's being asked by, I think, a guy from like a really right wing outlet as well, who's interviewing him about JD Vance.
And he's so human, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's saying, well, I'm just going to I'll just vote for Gavin Newsom. So why? Because it's not even a contest. Gavin Newsom's a total Chad. JD Vance is a fat loser.
Yeah.
Beater.
All these Chads, Giga Chad stuff. I mean, it's mad, isn't it? It's all 4chan QAnon stuff that so even like mogging and stuff was
something
that you would read quite a lot. Somebody who is more attractive, or alternatively has bigger boobs than someone else who's in the same picture as them, who has smaller boobs or is just not as attractive as that person. So they're mogging. I don't really know where the genesis of the word mog comes from.
The generation I am and the type of person I am, I just cannot get past the idea that if I'm exposed to this, I see anyone talking about it, I see anyone in the scene, I just think instantly virgin.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's
you've never seen in person or touched a member of the opposite sex.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever you're into,
So looksmax.org is a website that it's worth peeking on, because I mean it really is lifting up a disgusting rock. There's the forums are back in a big way, by the way. Like, there's no two ways about it. But there's these are the Looksmax forum pages. Looksmaxxing questions, money making and success, cryptocurrency. It's got a subheading on that one.
Yeah, that's kind of that's everything, isn't it? Crypto's with I don't even know how people have like extended conversations about crypto.
Yeah. I mean, if they worked as much as they talked about it, they'd probably have a bit more, liquidity, more money.
If you were looksmaxxing, Pete, what would you do?
What have I got?
You've already got the bum chin, and you've already got the quiff.
A bunch of the quiff. I don't know what you'd do. Maybe a bit of but it sounds like I'm. Oh God, I'm perfect. I wouldn't know where to start. I don't know what's gone wrong.
You know what I mean? You did a limb length thing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but does
that count?
Just wear like platform shoes. You don't just wear little lifts in your shoes.
Just do the old Simon Cowell.
No needs to be tall. Do they? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I remember this is not looksmaxxing, but I guess it's vaguely kind of relevant. When I used to have a job where I might have mentioned this a couple of times before in a different way, but I used to have a job where part of it was to help oversee the grad program.
Right. Okay.
So these kids would come in from uni, they'd get accepted to the grad program, and they'd work in different departments, and you do a bit of mentoring, and you do just like overseeing that kind of thing. And a load of them were like, I guess, I think it might have been the final year I was there. A load of them were like tech bro types.
Yeah,
and they would spend all their time together talking about the gym and, I guess not crypto because it wasn't really a thing then, but that type of stuff. And then they weren't bad kids or anything. They were all British. They were just that kind of crowd. And I remember there being a situation where a few of the grads were female, and they were having a conversation. I overheard. I wasn't part of the conversation, but I overheard it because I was in the office.
Yeah,
saying that like they were lamenting kind of like, I thought that it might be this grad scheme might be a good place to meet a guy and all this kind of shit. But all they are concerned with is going to the gym and making themselves look good. But none of them have got anything interesting to say. And they were having this conversation earshot of like all these other guys, and not one of them even acknowledged it. They were just carried on doing what they're doing. And there was also a time when we went to the Christmas party, and we went to a pub beforehand. Bunch of people about my age and a bunch of these grads, these young lads. And it was the first time I've ever experienced what you see all the time now, which is young people who haven't ever really like socialized outside properly. They've just all been online.
Right, yeah.
And so they would be saying like outrageous stuff really loudly about people who were in the pub. They didn't know, because they just basically were treating it like a forum or a fucking social media thing. I would maybe be really embarrassed at some of the stuff they were saying. So I think, I sometimes just feel for, and those guys would all be like in their, early 30s now, but it's obviously getting a lot worse than that now. I kind of feel for this young generation, particularly going through COVID and not really having the opportunity, or not choosing to go and do stuff actually in the real world. It's a weird thing. And that looksmaxxing thing's a massive part of that, because they get into a rabbit hole where they see probably Instagram and TikTok and forum posts of other people who have taken probably quite manipulative photos of themselves, and thinking that's the what I have to kind of attain.
Honestly, the pages, there's like thousands of replies on each of these little subjects that basically children have put in there on the looksmaxx.org forum. There's it literally like how I whiten my teeth better than a dentist. That's worrying. Yeah. Mouth widening guide. Worrying. This is let's have a look. The eyebrow maxing, mouth widening. Big on mouth widening. Why do they want wide mouths? The truth about steroids and peptides affecting bones and height. Good God!
But Pete, is it an old person out of touch thing to say that if you are doing this to essentially attract people that you're attracted to, this stuff is going to be paper thin? Because you're not going to have anything to say when you speak to them. But
they're like, aren't I beautiful? But this has been happening. Remember, like you'd go to like it'd be in like a magazine or a newspaper. In the back, there'd always be like fucking growth hormone pills and all that stuff that you would sort of buy, vitamins and stuff.
But I never thought people actually bought them.
Yeah. Oh God, why would they have the money to advertise? Of course they. I mean, it's like there's like.
But that's just snake oil, right?
Yeah, of course it is. How to build facial bone. How do you build facial bone?
But I just feel, maybe it's the old romantic, old-fashioned type in me, but nothing is going to make you more attractive to people you want to attract than being interested in stuff, reading books, having experiences, doing things. It's not going to matter that you've got abs or that you have your teeth whitened if you are a complete cunt.
Yeah, but
in the long term.
Well, yeah, in the long term, but they're not looking at the long term, are they? They just want to, but everyone's conforming to the same silly, idea.
I'll tell you what we'll do ahead of the next episode. We'll both looksmax ourselves in one area. In one area.
I'm going to get in this forum the sleep maxing playbook, understand why, and how to have the best deep night rest possible with this value packed sleep mega guide. And so the sleep has to be value packed, or maybe it's the mega guide that needs to be.
To be fair, I actually do need that.
What is a peptide? I thought that was just something you'd sort of eat for if you had a bad tum-tum.
Is it?
I don't know.
No, peptides are like, they're just like hormones, aren't they?
Right, okay, yeah, I see. Oh, good God. There's a lot of penis stuff here as well.
I'll tell you what, if anyone could get that sleep guide in the hands of my 2-year-old son, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, give him some value-packed sleep, please. Yeah.
So it might have to be done like a series of Peppa Pig episodes. But
what if he clicks on the wrong link and he's looksmaxxing guide to neck training on nasolabial folds?
I don't want him clicking on any link. I'd happily not have him on the internet ever.
There's nothing. I'm reading this forum and I'm like, I think this is making me feel more attractive.
Maybe that's how it gets you.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's get out of here, Peter. We'll be back on Thursday. Will we not?
Voice maxing guide. If I'd had the voice maxing guide, I think I'd probably have a bloody
we're both
better
right
voiceover career. Well,
in the grand scheme of things, you've done very well on the voiceovers.
Exactly.
I never even get asked to do them at Stack, let alone anyone else.
All right, then, let's get out of here. This has been the Luke and Pete Show. We'll be back on Thursday. Get your bloody emails in, for crying out loud. hello@lukepeteshow.com is the way to do that. We've also got a little battery section. The battery robot is very excited to get involved with.
And, by the way, quickly before we go, the old live Luke and Pete Show episode has taken off massively on the Football Ramble Discord. People are badgering me about it.
All right, okay.
So who knows if that's going to manifest itself at some point?
Scary.
If people want to come see us do a show live, just let us know.
Little hen and chickens. Yeah. Little hen and chickens. Yeah. All right then.
See you later.
See you soon. Ta-ta.